Feeling unhappy that I'm not good enough, unconvinced and in despair, disbelief in my own act and decisions. I am doing the best I could to meet the expectations, thus I am frustrated. Why am I putting a lot of pressure on myself just to seek attention? I'm trying hard until gratified. Why am I still unfulfilled? In fact, I am scared. I fear that I may fail and may not reach satisfaction. It feeds my self-doubt. Perhaps I'm good for nothing. That is Ode to My Atychiphobia by Tango. Feeling appropriate given Micah's current situation and super loud music. We come back to find our semi-hero deciding to explore the ruins of some great tower that they discovered kind of in the middle of a small lake, hoping to find some item of power because he is kind of left a little powerless. Our would-be cyber knight weakened, and as we kind of reviewed the rules for it, he no longer has a lot of his cyber knight powers as he has committed a major transgression. Lord Micah here, hoping to find some edge as he continues to hunt down the beast that slayed his sister. And with his man-at-arms, Jens, who seems quite loyal, and I'm going to give him the loyal hindrance for it, they step foot into this long-abandoned place. And as they begin to wander through, me as the player, really, we started using the 7 Deadly Dungeons rules to dynamically generate a new dungeon as we went. First couple of rooms appeared to be relatively empty, but as we stumbled into the last one, Micah and Jens find themselves squaring off against a couple of demons. So, we're going to return where we left off, and you heard me shuffling. We're going to start with testing our expected scene, which is, are we fighting a bunch of demons? I'm going to leave the chaos factor at 7 for now. So let's get ourselves a handy dandy d10, and alright, so it's a 4, which means we are at a interrupt scene, if I remember correctly. It has been a week, so I probably don't. Interrupt. Something is going to interrupt us here. So, what is it? So let's take a look at the scene adjustment table. That is an 8. Make 2 adjustments. Okay. Adjustment 1, increase in activity. Adjustment 2 is add an object. Alright. Well, if we're going to increase in activity, and we already know we're going into a fight, that could mean, of course, that there are more creatures here. And if that's the case, then truth be told, I don't think it's fair for us to put them against some of the creatures that I've already paired. So, to use fate dice to level the score here, let us, where's my D100? Ask a fate question. Are these just lesser demons? 21, so that is a yes. It's not a definitive yes, but we'll just use lesser demon stats because it's still going to be a deadly fight, but it's not going to be a 1-round fight. But I'm going to add 2 more to the item, or to the fight itself. However, now we also need to add the object. So what is the object? Let's go to our object table. And it is an 8. Clue. Oh, I like that. 92. Clue unpleasant. Clue unpleasant. In this interrupt scene. Okay. Does that mean that there is a clue to the whereabouts, to the neuron beast that they are hunting? 83, that is a no. Okay. So, is there a clue to... Is there a clue to the nature of this? Is there a clue to a magic item hidden within this tower? 100. Definitive no. Okay. Well, we are getting somewhere, aren't we? Okay. Is there a clue to the real master of this tower? 8. Definitive yes. It is the master of the tower here. 35. Oh, shit. Well, remember what I said about making this a little bit of an easier fight? I'm not going to add any more. Instead, it is now going to be 4 of these creatures with 1 greater demon in the room. Because, damn it. So, alright. Well, this is fucky. Micah and Jens, as they begin to square off, Micah summons his scythe sword in one hand, and as he does, the dull gray blade kind of appears, and the shadows off in one corner just begin to cackle. And what have you brought? Is that a blade? Oh, you tiny morsel. I'm gonna look forward to this. It's been so long since we've had a plaything. And as Micah hears this voice, Jens looks up and just goes, oh shit, my lord. I think we might be in over our head. As a nearly 18-foot tall hulking creature steps out. Its tail lashes and begins to shuffle some of the rubble around on the ground. The 4 lesser demons, as they step forward, each one of them still maybe 7 feet tall, they appear as children in comparison to this oversized beast. It unfurls long wings, and as it does, there's a buffet of wind. Micah looks up, and he knows, in his mind and in his heart, that he may not be able to survive this. So, let's deal some shitty initiative. So, Micah, now as his last advance, I decided to remove his hindrance. He is now going to get a normal roll, or a normal card, and not have to take 2 because he has lost his hesitation hindrance. So he gets the jack. Jens gets the queen. The group of demons get the ace, and the giant demon, let's see, edges, block, charge, combat reflexes, sweep, nope, okay. Alright. Fortunately, he doesn't have like the quick edge or anything, so he gets the 9. The lesser demons get to go first, and as they see this, they begin to expand out. They have a smarts of a D4, so no, they don't expand out. Instead, they just charge. They come running forward. They have frenzy and demonic melee weapons, and they immediately try to get into combat with the 2 of them. They pair off 2 at a time against each one. So this is going to give them a +1 to their rolls. So we're going to start. Where's my D8s? All right. Each one of them, of course, with frenzy. Their first attack uses 2 dice. They get a +1 as they are they're now ganging up per target. So that is a 4 and 4 +1. That is a 5 versus Jens's parry of a 7. He brings out this oversized, or he actually pulls a pair of his vibro knives. And as these 2 creatures come running forward, these black demonic blades come slashing out at him. He parries the first one coming up on the left. The one on the right is a 4 and a 1. He manages to catch the other. Yins holds his own for a moment. We go over to Micah, who is pairing off against the same kind of fight. His parry is a 7. First attack is a 5 and a 1. Plus 1 is a 6. And then the second attack, same thing. Semi-prepared, knowing what they were, well, expecting a fight. The two of them hold the initial assault. Fortunately, the larger creature is just slowly biding his time, stalking up like a cat watching a mouse. Yin sees this. He's going to multi-action penalty. Well, is he? Yeah. He's going to multi-action penalty. He is going to try to pull one of his backup laser pistols out. And he can keep the vibro knife in one hand, the pistol in the other. Now he loses his 2-gun kid, but he does maintain, of course, well, he doesn't get penalized for being in melee by using a pistol. So, let's see here. Let's get that fixed. So he is going to roll first his shooting attack, which is a D10. This is a -2 for multi-action penalty, and he's going to try to shoot the first one right in the face. That is a 2. He doesn't shoot the thing in the face. His fighting roll is a D10. This is also -2. This is a 6 -2 for the multi-action penalty versus their parry of a 6. So Yin's 2, with his left hand, he pulls out one of these smaller pistols. It's a quad-barreled looking piece, almost like an old-fashioned Derringer. And as he pulls and points the gun, its snubby barrel comes up against the creature's chest, and it steps aside. The shot just boom, goes wide. He tries to swing the knife in his other hand, this combat knife. And as he does, the creature manages to catch it on a long black blade, knock his arm aside a little bit. We go over to Micah's turn. And Micah, well, let's see. He lost the champion edge, which definitely is going to suck. But he had the first strike edge, which means he got to take a fighting roll when they first got into melee. I'm just going to go ahead and roll that for him now. Okay. The first one that came up to him, that 6 blows up. It's a 10 total, and this is not multi-action penalty. This is a free action when they first came running up. He pulls the blade, points it directly at them. This is a hit with the raise. Now his psi sword is pretty much half damage, so it's 1d10 plus his strength. And his strength is a d8. That is a 6. That's not going to be enough to beat their toughness. Their toughness is a 24. But he still kind of catches this one by surprise as he holds the blade up, and it has to turn at the last moment to avoid getting struck right in the chest. So this is now his turn. His deflection is an innate ability. He gets a +1 but -2 given the fact that his psionics is now being penalized. And so this is a D8. And it fails. At the worst possible moment, he tries to create a little bit of a barrier between them, and yet he has a hard time holding his concentration. He feels failure. He recognizes, of course, that whatever it is that's been happening to him, these changes as a cyber knight itself, he doubts now his sister. He doubts his training. and he's not sure what to do about it. He's going to take a swing with the Psi Sword, trying to at least get one of them down. So his fighting roll is a D8. And he does not have... Yeah. Oh, alright. So that is an 8. That will be a hit against one of the lesser demons. Yeah, with a parry of 6. It's not a hit with a raise, but it is a hit. So he's now got to do D8 plus a D10. 15's not enough. He tries to catch one of these unawares. The blade kind of lashes out, but it's just not quite enough. It scores across, but he just... Before he would feel this thing like cut through demons like a hot knife through butter. And now it's like swinging just like a basic butter knife. He went from the hot knife through butter to now just the knife with butter on it. Now the issue that really comes up is we go to the greater demon. It looks over and just... Well, leave some for me. He's going to... He's got a lot of powers here. He's going to toy with them. He is going to take 2 bolt attacks. Or not attacks. He's going to cast bolt twice. His spell casting is a D12 plus 2. And he is a wild card. Which means he gets his own bennies and he gets a wild die. That activates the first one. And that activates on the second one. Both with a raise. So he's going to dump an extra point into him to make him 3d6 damage. And he fires 1 at each, hoping to knock these 2 mortals aside. And the first one against Yin's, let's see, that is a 9, 12 total. That's not going to be enough to beat his toughness. It impacts against the armor, and Yin stumbles backwards before continuing the fight. That is a 12 against Micah, and with Micah's current toughness and with his cybernetic armor, which doesn't lose its ability, even though he is no longer effectively a cyber knight, it sends him reeling a little bit, but not enough to really throw Micah back. So we're going to go to the next round. Micah draws the jack again. Jens draws the 3. That sucks. The lesser demons get an 8. And the greater demon gets the Joker. Well, that's going to suck. So there is that extra Benny. And the creature is going to go first. Let's roll on the table to see what kind of thing he is going to be doing here. We're going to go to character actions, combat, and 87 struggle, 16 struggle brave. Well, he doesn't have any hindrances that would make me think that he is one to fear. Oh, but maybe what he's trying to do here, he's going to try to taunt. Yes, struggle brave, as in he is going to try to cause them to struggle with their bravery. He's going to taunt Micah. So his taunt is a D10. So it's a 4 and a 3 versus Micah's spirit. But this is on a Joker, so it's a +2. So it's really a 6. Micah has to resist with a spirit of a D10. Which he does, but just barely. The demon. Let's see, does the demon have psionics or magic? Just magic. The demon just kind of suddenly floats, and there's an illusion in front of Micah's eyes. and it is a vision of this demon ripping Micah in half. There is a tearing. The muscle and the skin split. There is sinew that is just pulled like a long taut thread before it begins to snap, and Micah in this vision sees himself still alive. But of course, Micah's not unaccustomed to fear. And as he sees this vision in front of him, he just snaps it off, and the creature just... You are but clay. So, that fortunately was a waste of the greater demon's turn. We go now over to Micah, who is still going to... He is now going to cast his smite ability, innate, psionics of a d8, -2. So it's a 6. So even with the -2, it is now a 4. It activates, so it's a +2 to damage, which may help him out quite a bit. He is now going to try to take a fighting roll to at least strike one of these creatures down. The d6 blows up. D6 blows up again. So that's a 17 total. I am pretty sure that they don't have a 17 in parry. It's definitely a hit with a raise, which is good because he needs those raises. He needs extra dice to blow up to be able to cause enough damage. Now, this is +2, given the fact that he currently has Smite activated. And it's 1, 1, and a 2. I'm going to fucking Benny that damage. There's no way. No. We're not going to waste this opportunity. Well, it's not too much better. It's a 10 +2, it's a 12. And like we said, their total toughness is a 24. Okay. Well, that is Micah's turn. We go over now to the demon's turns, and they are going to try to continue their assault. Well, let's roll. We gave the greater demon his combat table. Let's roll the lesser demon's combat table. 41. Fearful. 27. Fearful control. Oh, here's an idea. Let's ask a fake question. Does a Cyber Knight cause fear in demons, even if he's not currently a Cyber Knight? 17. Yes. Okay. I'm going to give them a spirit check to see if they have fear of this Cyber Knight, who may not actually be a Cyber Knight. So I'm going to give them a spirit die, which is a d6. 2 against Micah. Both fail. They are now feared. So I'm going to say that they turn and run, and Micah gets a free attack against one of them. So let's go ahead and give him his attack roll. 7 will hit. All right, not a hit with the raise, but still a hit. Oh, 16. 16 plus 8 is 24. 25 plus 2 is 27. Oh, shit. As they both turn, one of them just, no, and suddenly gets the blade pushed directly through where a heart should be. The creature gurgles out. Black blood begins to seep into the floor, and there are flames that lick around the open wound. The other creature, seeing the first one getting struck down, just goes, "Cyber Knight!" and begins to run. Well, that worked out pretty well. But the 2 against Jens, of course, don't see him as a Cyber Knight. Instead, they are going to still try to kind of like keep up the assault. So, 2d8. As they... Oh shit, that 8 blows up. 8 to a 9. And Yin's parry is a 6, so it's not a hit, or it's a parries with a 7, so it's not a hit with a raise, but it is a hit. But that's a little bit of a problem. Is their strength is a D10, and their weapon does plus 2D4. And in Savage Worlds, the whole more dice means more possibilities of dice blowing up by rolling the maximum number. This has a real chance of going sideways against Micah, or against Yin's. So, strength of a D10, 2D4. Both 4s blow up. So that is 16. That already meets his toughness. Oh man, why are D4s so difficult to pick up? And 3 more. So 27 versus Yin's. Or no. What did I say? 8, 16. Plus 3, 19. Versus a toughness of 14. And Yin's goes down. The other creature turns and begins to run towards Micah. Micah does get his free attack. Oh shit, I hope we don't lose the ends here. Five and a 1, that's not enough. It's going to take its 2 swings and kind of like a bit of a burst of bloodlust and try to see if it can hit poor Micah here. So the 7 is just enough. Shit. These things, a 2d4 on a damage roll is kind of frightening. Alright, so that's 10, 13, 16. And Micah's toughness is a 15. So Micah is now shaken, and that's not surprising considering he just watched Yin's go down. Okay. Shit. Well, that's a joker. We're going to reshuffle. All right, let's see here. Okay, so... Oh no, that's natural leader. That's not common bond. If he had common bond, he could loan Benny's out. Damn. Okay. This does not bode well for our heroes here. Micah gets the 10. Yin's gets the king. The demons get the 7. And the greater demon gets the 3. Okay, so we go over to Yin's. I'm going to give him a vigor roll. He's only taken 1 wound. And this will determine pretty much if he stays alive. Okay. So that was a... He's got 1 wound. That was a 5. He's still alive. Okay, so he's got an injury. He's unconscious. This injury goes away when he heals the wound. It is a 5. He took 1 to the guts. Busted. Okay. His cybernetic arm begins to short out. Sparks flay out in all directions. The cybernetic arm is reduced by 1 strength type, as he is still a chance he could die right here on the floor, but for now, at least for this turn, he's not dead. Micah, though. Micah sees all this happening. Damn. Powers does he have? Healing limitations. Okay, he's going to try to reactivate the deflection. This is still a -2. Because he just needs to be harder to hit. Alright, shit. Alright, 6 minus 2 becomes a 4. So he at least activates it. It's now a -2 to hit him. That's not nothing. And now he still has Smite activated. So we are now going to... Okay, multi-action penalty. He pulls a Psi Sword and then his laser pistol. And he is going to take 2 attacks, one against each of these two. The first one. So it's going to be a shooting roll and then a fighting roll. So his shooting roll is a d6 because he never really trained in shooting too well. The 6 blows up. It's a 9 minus 2. That's a 7. That hits their parry. The laser pistol does 3d6. And 1/6 runs away. Okay, but that's 2 6s right there. So that's 12 plus 3 is 15. 15, 20 plus a 6 is now 26. 27 points damage total from the pistol alone. Let's see if if the pistol has even 1 point of armor piercing. It has 2. Yay! He turns, and in a surprising flurry, he draws the gun, points it directly at the throat of one of these demons. As he pulls the trigger, it begins to burn a hole directly into its throat. The creature, surprised, drops its weapon, clutches, trying to hold whatever lifeblood is in it, when Micah spins with his blade out and tries to catch the other one with a fighting die of a d8. It's got to be a 7 minus 2. Ugh, fuck it. Penny. Damn it. Not nearly enough. He tries to catch the other one. It parries with its blade. And Micah, at least, let's see, has 2 down. 1 is on the run, and another one is still facing off against Micah. The one that is facing off against Micah, let's go back. All right, let's see. Combat actions. Let's see what the one that is currently fighting Micah does. 18 is calm. 65 is military. This one does not have the same fear. He recognizes, of course, that even with 2 down, this one has a little bit of a better idea of military might and recognizes he's at least on equal footing with this would-be Cyber Knight. He is going to, take his frenzy attacks. 3 and a 5. That's not. Neither one of them is going to beat his parry. So we now go over to the Greater Demon. Let's give this guy his roll. All right, combat actions. 40. Expectation. 19. Careless. I mean, unfortunately, now expectation careless. Okay, this will make for an interesting next game. Let's ask a fake question. Does the Greater Demon taunt Micah and then try to disappear further into the dungeon? Oh, absolutely. Okay. So we'll give the Greater Demon a taunt roll. It's D10. 3 and a 5. Micah's got to beat a 5 with his spirit, which is a D10 as well. Oh, he fails. Shit. And the creature begins to suddenly disappear. He is going to make him vulnerable. There's the vulnerable tag. as he suddenly seems to disappear into the rest of the... as he just disappears into the shadow. Just... Okay. You can come and find me, little fleshling. I know you're here for great power, but you won't leave these halls.